Hello, Trinos. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
Fine, thanks. That was the first day of the 21 days.
It's very unique and weird, but we've now gone through half of it, so I think it's fine.
Interesting. Okay, no, that's
Yes,
fine. Thank you for joining us for this series of podcasts where we're talking about the 12 important universal skills for one to be successful. So today we're going to be specializing on public speaking, which is one of those important skills. And to join me in that discussion, I've got Mr. Trinos Tatenda Dongo, who is also a public speaking coach and an author. He has written two books, one on entrepreneurship, another one on public speaking with an interesting title, Your Voice, Your Invoice. Say, before we go any further, what inspired your name, The Juggernaut?
all right. First of all, I'd just like to thank you for this opportunity.
Okay.
For the Juggernaut, I was in love with the X-Men character, Juggernaut, and people would call me that. Then when I found the meaning, which is a powerful, influential force, I thought, why not?
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
If I was in your shoes, I would have also picked that same name. So I
Yeah, sure,
understand. No, that's fine. Let's
sure.
get on with the topic for the day, which is public speaking. Why is public
Yes.
speaking important? I've seen a lot of people struggle with this. Something, I'm not a leader, I'm not a pastor, and I'm not a
Yes.
manager. So why bother with public speaking? Why is public speaking important?
Well, it's very important because it's an effective way of communicating. By the way, some definitions even narrow down public speaking to one person. So you speak to one person or a group of people in different scenarios, that's public speaking. So it's very important because it is now an effective way of speaking to that one person or to a group of people, even up to thousands of people. So public speaking in itself, just by definition, then shows you that it's important to convey your message effectively so that it's understood, remembered, and acted upon. So the importance of public speaking cuts across work, business, church, home, social situations, and so on and so forth. So it is important that in all these situations, can you convey your message effectively, which is the essence of communication, and then have the recipient or the receiver of the information act upon something, know something, or do something with that information. That is the essence of public speaking, and that's why it is important to be good at public speaking so that on these various platforms, you can be able to express yourself and articulate yourself effectively and then have an impact on an audience, either by them doing something about it or knowing something or acting upon something and so on and so forth. So that's why public speaking is important as a skill that you might want to have to use in the various
Okay.
situations and circumstances. Yes.
Wow, so I do not need to be a leader for me to learn public speaking. At my brother's wedding, I can be called upon to give a speech, and if my public speaking is not that good, I'll embarrass myself. So I need to be ready, isn't it?
Absolutely.
No, thank you so
It's
much.
not just leaders, absolutely,
Mm.
actually, even, everyone. As you said, you were the oldest brother or the youngest brother, whichever it was, at a social event. Can you stand up and in just a minute or two say something meaningful, something powerful, something that moves people with your voice? That is the power of public speaking. So not just for leaders, but for everyone.
Cool. Then it's often said that public speaking is the second uh, fear, or people talk about it being the people are afraid of death, and
Yes,
death is sort of like the first thing that people, almost everyone, is afraid of, and public speaking comes next, right?
yes.
So how can one conquer the fear of public speaking?
In fact, in a book that I wrote, it went further to say that for some, if they're asked to come and speak in front of people in a funeral, they'd rather be in the coffin than standing in front of the people speaking. That's how scary it can be for some people. So it's
Wow.
a real fear, just like any fear. But the secret to any form of fear, which is what I've discovered and now I teach, is any fear that you have to speak in front of people, to start a new business, start a new job, is an imagination in the mind. So it's conquering it in the mind by stop imagining. So the awareness is the first step, as I tell you about it, and then obviously going through a process of practice and learning how to overcome it. Because it's the same essence of fear for anything in life, including death itself. But when you're conscientized about it and aware, to say it's just an imagination, you've never gone on the stage, you've never forgotten your speech on the stage, you've never gone on the stage and then you fall down, but you're imagining it in your mind, all those fears. So it's just a matter of conquering it in your mind through practice, through mentorship, through learning, and then you can overcome the fear.
Wow.
But that's the ultimate secret. It's just an imagination in the mind. Stop imagining.
This is the way you say stop imagining, just do it. So with practice you can get better, right? Interesting.
Absolutely.
So the right now we say public speaking, according to a lot of sources, is ranked as part of the 12 important skills for one to be successful. What's the link between public speaking and success?
Great. So success for me fundamentally is setting goals and then achieving those goals. For me, that's one of the basic definitions of success for me. And for a lot of people, I guess, to say, be it in business, in your career, your personal life, you set goals for yourself. It might be health and fitness, spirituality, financial goals and stuff. Achieving goals is one form of success, if not the main essence of success. So public speaking kicks in by helping you bridge the gap between what you've said and then what you achieve, which becomes success. So for example, in the workspace, you might have goals for career development, to go up the ladder in the organization. Speaking well or effective public speaking comes in to differentiate you from the ordinary person. So you all have the same qualifications, great qualifications, but the skill of public speaking separates you from the others because you can now articulate yourself and express yourself in terms of your knowledge better, and you become more advantageous, you become more desirable for any employer, and you also have prospects of promotion because you can express yourself, you can represent the company, the products, the brands because of your good speaking skills. In business as well, in selling your product, selling yourself, in social events, being able to speak well, you just get the opportunities to maybe provide leadership because you can speak. So that's how I link effective public speaking, just with these maybe two examples out of many examples, in achieving your goals through your voice, in your voice being that added advantage, in your effective speaking skills being the added advantage. That opens up for promotion, career development, for furthering your businesses, talking to investors, talking to potential clients. When you do that effectively, you then get more success in terms of achieving results through your voice.
Fantastic. It can never get better than that. Thank you so much. So I think listeners are hearing that for themselves, and they want to take public speaking lightly after this podcast. Then someone might be listening to this podcast and they're saying, I'm not good at public speaking, but I want to start practicing and getting better. What are the three important tips that you can give for one to master the art of public speaking? I know there are many, but because of time, won't be able to touch on all of them. So what are the three most important tips that you can give to someone with regards to public speaking who's starting?
Well, number one is decide. You have to decide, make that mental move to say, I want to be an effective public speaker. Trust me, that could be half the battle. Once you've decided, number two, look for a mentor, look for a coach. There are a number out there, there's institutions perhaps, and people like the Juggernaut. So getting a mentor now, get someone to hold your hand and show you their path. The coach holds your hand and teaches you the skills of public speaking. Number three, read books on public speaking. Dale Carnegie, Trinos Dongo, Blessing Mandipita. There's a number of books about public speaking. So those three tips would definitely set you on your way to becoming an effective public speaker.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Then, we can't run away from the fact that success, money, they go hand in hand somewhere somehow. So people might be
Yes.
okay. I just don't want to become a good public speaker and get nothing out of it, and just to wait for that moment where I'll have to exhibit my public speaking skills.
Yes.
You wrote your book, your voice, your invoice, meaning people can actually make money from being a good public speaker. So my
Yes.
question is, how can one make money from public speaking?
There are several ways. The outright one is to become a professional speaker. So once you've acquired good speaking skills, out of your voice you can write your invoice. Because effective speaking is just half of professional speaking. The other side is the business side. So you can make money from effective public speaking by providing director of ceremony services. In MC, that's one option. You can start part-time. You can start for free even and polish your skills after, having gone through maybe some trainings with these coaches. And then just offer the services, in those small social events, at home, in your church. And then you can start now invoicing for events, and part-time, you can make money from speaking as a director of ceremonies. There's also consultancy, those that have grown in their fields and become experts. They have an opportunity, full-time or even part-time, to provide consulting services in their field, and companies actually do pay well for consultancy. There's also options of being a keynote speaker, again, full-time or part-time. There are a lot of other options, but I'll just mention those three. And the beauty, as I'm showing you, it doesn't have to be full-time. It doesn't have to start full-time. You can just start part-time and build it as you go. But it's also a brilliant extra source of income over and above whatever else you're doing. And I must say it's a sweet income because you just be talking and then you're paid. So out of your voice, you write your invoice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Before you go, I think I would like to say I'm a proud mentee from your class of public speaking. It got me to be the 2018 JCI Zimbabwe National Public Speaking Champion. I'm very proud of that. It got me an opportunity to also travel to Mauritius. I never thought by any chance that I would be in that country. It was a dream for me. And Mauritius is linked with the honeymoon, isn't it? So maybe for honeymoon, but it came way earlier through public speaking. So I'm really proud and of being your product, and a testimony of all the good things that you're talking about, public speaking itself. So after this podcast, this was just a teaser. I think there's a lot more that one would want to be taken through for them to really master public speaking itself. How can people get in touch with you in order for you to then become their coach, or maybe for being their director of ceremony, MC for events, and a couple of other services that you offer for your book, your voice, your invoice, which is on public speaking itself? How can people get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, during this lockdown and even thereafter, and it was the same before, you can contact me on my mobile. So I'll give the contact details. That is 0773 946 136. 0773 946 136. That's also a WhatsApp number. So you can get in touch on WhatsApp, you can call, you can text, and then I can avail the details of all the trainings, online trainings, the books, and all the services I provide. You can also drop me an email on trinosdongo@yahoo.com. trinosdongo@yahoo.com. Those are the two ways you can get in touch with me, and I'm sure that would suffice. So I look forward to hearing from people, and I can rescue them from any fear of public speaking, and I can also help them to transform their voices into invoices.
Fantastic. I like the word rescue. You rescued me a couple of times, and you're still rescuing me. I'm on the journey of mastering this. I think for me, I say it's a journey because there's still a lot that one needs to learn for them to get to the perfect
Absolutely.
stage. Yes, so I'm still working on
Absolutely.
that. Thank you so much for your time to join us for this podcast. I'd like to believe the listeners got something of substance. And to our listeners, if you want to try more details, they're also below this podcast on my YouTube channel. So please just check them out if you want any of his books or if you want him as a coach. Then do remember to subscribe to this channel for more of these skills, the 12 universal skills for one to be successful. Until next time, thank you so much. Thank you, the Juggernaut.
It's my pleasure. It was a genuine pleasure. You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of the 20 days to come, eh?
Absolutely. It's now 20 days left.
Okay, cool. Bye.
All right, cheers.